Hello wonderful people, it's Wild here, and today I'm back on AlphaCraft to do some medieval building. But before we start on our blacksmith, let's check out what's been going on around this medieval town. So I've set up base here in this cave, but I've done some work to the entryway. I've just planted a few trees to conceal it a little bit. But if we walk along this path, we get a very scenic view of the center of town. And here you can see I've created a village green. I've done some planting around the outside of my green, and then I've created this tall flag post in the center to display my flag. And for my flag of this medieval town, I've gone with purple and white, and you can see there's some large flags in purple and white in the rest of the city as well. I've just done a whole lot of pathing around the place to tie the whole thing together. So we've added in this scenic little path down this way, which goes past our current project build board, and I've added in some wells dotted here and there around the village. Now I think we'll head, let's go this way and we can take a look at some of the builds that are going on across the fields. We'll head all the way down this main street of the city, past lots of shops and our gorgeous guild hall, and here's some more of those beautiful purple flags. Hello guild hall and hello Patreon villagers. And if we come around here, we've got a few more buildings, and this here is actually where we're going to be putting our blacksmith. So as I go past, I'm going to drop off my shulkers. Oh, here's another one of our wells. And if we come up this way, you can see that we've expanded the field. Oh, doesn't this look great? So the fields now come up and around, and I built these two big windmills. Don't they look fantastic? Now this is a slight variation on the medieval windmill tutorial that I've done, and I've just changed out the copper on the roof for some mud brick. It just kind of gives it a more muted look, which works well for this area of my medieval town, and it is also a little bit easier to attain than tons and tons of copper, which I want to save for more special builds in this part of the city. But it does look great. Oh, that's the other thing I almost forgot. I built a whole barn as well. So this beautiful barn is now home to all of my horses and my llamas, hello horses and llamas, as well as my donkeys and my mules. And I've got a little hay elevator there, a chain pulled one. We've got another well up here, and I really like the shape of this barn. You can see it's got this little entryway here as well as the big barn doors. I need to add some handles to that. And then it's got this really cool two-story design. So if we head inside, I haven't decorated upstairs yet, but you can see how the roof comes down quite low over the top of these windows, and there's a lot of space up here. It would be a really great survival base actually. Alright, let's head back downstairs and over to where we're going to be putting in our blacksmith. So we've already got a potter's, we've got all the farming infrastructure. Now we need a blacksmith to make all the tools to do all of these sorts of trades. Trying to get around here without breaking my massive wheat field. I reckon if I come through here we go, there's the pathway. And we've also got this road along here which our blacksmith will sit on, but we're going to be having another road coming along the back. Okay, let's grab out supplies and get building. Okay, I've marked out the base already for this blacksmithery. I'm going to start putting in my windows now, so I'm counting 2 blocks in from either side to add those in, and I'm going to go with this light grey stained glass. I prefer using this when working on medieval or industrial style builds because it makes the glass kind of look less refined and maybe a little bit grimy. Perhaps all the soot from the blacksmithing fires has got on these windows. So I've got 3 sets of 2 windows, and now we need to build up our walls, randomizing the texture as we go. I think I want to go another 4 on top of here. Let's see about this. Now, randomizing texture can be quite a tricky thing, so you just want to take your time, and you can always go in and change things later. So there's my 4 height. I'm going to leave the gap over the window and I'll fill that in later. I'm going to check out what I've got going on with my rest of my texturizing and make sure I'm not making it too repetitive. That can easily be a trap because us people are creatures of patterns, so it's easy to make patterns without even meaning to. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good, and once I cover over that bit, it'll look even better. I can fill straight across here, so we're going to be having a chimney. But I will still add in lots of texture because you will be able to see it from the interior of the build. Oh, with some of these cracked deep slate. Tell you what, Cracked deep slate bricks are not something I make very often, and it took me ages to remember how to make them. That's such a simple thing of placing them into the smelter, but goodness me. I was trying to whack them with my pickaxe. All sorts of things. Okay, let's go up this way. We're coming up to another window here. We don't have a lot of texture going in here, so let's add a little bit more. Might replace this one with a cobbled deep slate. Another great way to add texture, and I haven't gone for it here just because it takes a little bit more time, and I think these three are great as it is to use the regular deep slate and change out the orientation of the blocks as you place them. Let's go with a cracked deep slate, then a normal one. Ooh, really making our progress around this build now. I feel like we have a good flow. Let's go in with some cobble next. Go in with some regular bricks here. We pop a couple over that way, and there we go. Next gap. Let's go with a cracked, then a cobble. Over here, cobble that way, regular this way. Ooh, these wings are very helpful for saving my life, but I feel like they make building a little trickier sometimes. Go with another cobble up there. And let's go... what should we have here? Let's place in some regular bricks up this way now. Going up. Oh, we're on the last wall. It's the home stretch. Now, once again, I'm going to go all the way along. I'm going to have a door about here, but I don't quite know where that's going to go yet. So we'll add that in later. This is why I always recommend, if you're building in survival, to have a few extra of the supplies you plan on using for a build. That way you can make adjustments as you go, and you don't have to be quite so precise with your building. It makes the whole process a lot more enjoyable for the tiny amount of time it takes to gather a few more supplies. Let's place in a cracked brick here and a cobbled deep slate there. With some more of these. Go with some bricks next. And we've got our cobbled texture. Oh, last bit. Oh, those are stairs. Those aren't any good at all, but I will need those in just a second. So let's go cracked brick, deep slate brick, deep slate brick, deep slate brick. Let's put one more cracked brick here and ta-da! Ouch. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that texture, so I don't need to change anything. Next, I'm going to go above... Oh, not like that. I'm going to go above each of these windows with an upside down stair. There we go. Got to come around here, eat a potato on our way. There we go. On the big side wall where we don't have any windows is where we're going to be adding our blacksmith yard. So we'll be adding a wall around that and then putting in our furnaces and those things over there. Now I've got those and I can fill in these gaps above the windows. Let's go with one of those there, all there. And then we just have our windows on the front and we'll have the base of this build done. Then we can start building up. Fantastic. So I've just finished adding in the walls and the main posts of the second story. So now I need to add some window decorations. Now for these, I thought of using these here lecterns as part of the window decoration. So let me grab out some of the things I'll need for my inventory. I'm going to be using all of the oak toned woods to go with the lectern, as they work very well together. And you'll see I haven't added in any glass yet, so that way I can weave in and out of my windows as I create these. I'm also going to be putting chains on either side to complete the window frame, and I think that'll look really good. I'll get a better look from that in a minute. Let's add in the rest of these. So you can see I'm facing the lectern in towards the build, so that way you can't see the red bit and the books of the lectern, because those are what really make it look like a functional block rather than a decorative one. And I've just found out that I need to make sure I place my chains at the very last moment, because otherwise they're gonna get in the way of my stair placement. So there's just 4 windows on this level. You'll see I've left out that wall and that wall, as we'll have chimneys going in there. There we go. Let's do this little archway here and here. Got a slab in the center and our chains, and then we can do the last one. Ooh, over we go. do this and that. Let's do our, what's next? The archway here, and whoops, nearly went back inside. Here, our slab and our chains. Quickly grab out our glass, and we can chuck that in. And we'll head down the staircase. Oh, I'll show you this. I like this staircase a lot. It's a tiny little spiral staircase. It only takes up a 2x2 space, but it is, if I get past that slab, fully functional. Look at that. Isn't it fantastic? Okay, so let's head outside and check out these windows. Ta-da! Oh, that looks great. Oh, it's very unique. We don't have any window frame like it in the city. Okay, let's add a few more decorations here. I've got these fences, and I'm gonna place these here. All the way around with these, and we're going to do a similar thing on the top. Sorry, I'll leave this side out because I know we've got stuff going on here and I don't want it to interfere. And then we'll come up and add in these fences. Oh, this is going to be a bit tricky. I'm going to have to shimmy past my windows. There we go. Let's go around this way for the rest of them. Shimmy past this window and these fences. Ooh, crouch around the corner. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. There we go. Around here. And our last window to shimmy past. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. And I think, yep, that's all of them. Okay, grab out some scaffolding now and let's go up to the top and add in the supports ready to add on our roof. Then once we've done that, we can start on the really exciting bit, which is the blacksmith yard. So I'm just going to go around the outside here with some slabs and we can get roofing. So I am just about finished with this roof. For this roof, I've gone with a simple point with spruce, and then I'm going to be completing the edge of the roof using some of these cobbled deep slate blocks. I like the way that the blocks stick up a little bit over the edge of the stairs, so I'm just going to follow this outline all the way up to the top, and I'll creep back down and do it one more time. This way, I've also added in some planters. I've got to add some plants to those planters, but they're ready for planting. Was a lot of that word, wasn't it? And no, you know what? I was thinking about adding in some slabs here, but it'll be a lot easier to put some greenery draping down the roof without them. Let's sweep back and have a look. Ooh, that looks great. Okay, so we've got to think proportionality here. Now it is looking rather slender at the moment, but we're going to bulk it out a little bit on either side to make it feel a little bit more, what's the word? Proportional, I guess, by having a chimney on this side, and then we've got our lovely blacksmith yard on this side, which is why we've made the house so thin so it doesn't take up so much space. So I think we're ready to get working on this blacksmith yard. We're going to be needing a lot of different materials, and you can see I've got them in here, so let's start collecting. So I want to start by creating a wall around this yard, and I'm going to be creating a design like this. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 blocks over, and I'm just randomizing my block textures. And we'll come around this side. Now we need it to reach all the way to the back. So let's do this back wall first, and then we can work out the size as we go. So we've got our first space. We've got another space here. Let's come over this way and come up like this, add in another wall. And I'm just building along till I line up with here. So I think I can get one more gap in. Okay, now let's see how we want to divide this up. Let's go with a group of 1 here, like that, and we'll do a group of 1 on this side as well. Now, what have we got in the center here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I went and did a group of 1 and a group of 1, that would indeed work. Or we could do 2 groups of 2. Oh, this is a tricky question. I think I'm going to go with 2 groups of 2. And I think that'll make sense for how I'm going to do this veranda area. We can always change it later. Let's go with that. I'm going to add in our walls. You know what? I think I'm going to do a group of 1 and then 2 groups of 3. Just really throwing it all off. But it's going to work better later when I add in all of the things that are going in here. So we're going to go like this. Let's put in one of those there. Move our wall over. Something's gone funky here. We need to fix that up. Let's put in a wall and all fixed. Okay, now we've got this lovely area to build in. We can start working on the veranda covering, and I think I'm going to go up 1 here and here, and that's what that's going to sit on. And I think I'm going to use campfires and oak slabs for that. And good thing I have my shovel. Okay, so you know what? I think I need to go up one higher on each of these, and I'm gonna have my next one over here. And I've just realized I've got to put a chimney in here, so I can actually go ahead and remove this whole section. There we go. Now let's create this little veranda cover. I'm gonna need to build up onto my walls. This could be a little bit tricky, so let's see. I want to line up. Ouch! Ooh, I'm gonna burn. Hang on, I might need to have my materials right next to each other to do this. So we gotta go click, click. Oh. Click, click. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this. Click, click. And finally, click, click. Ouch! Oh my goodness, I'm gonna burn. Now, we're gonna do a row of slabs next. Here we go. Click. And this is ever so slightly higher than the campfires. And you know what? I think, just maybe, I should be able to go like this. Yeah, now I'm not gonna burn. Woohoo! And jump. Oh my gosh, it's getting dark. I hardly noticed with the light of the flames. Well, I shall sleep and then we can continue this pattern going along. Okay, so I've actually changed up my design a little bit. I have added in these trapdoors. I think they look really great and they let a little bit more light in here. But I've also left out a space for the chimney, which I think might be the next thing we work on. So we're going to need a whole lot of bricks for this. I've also got a little bit of granite here because I'll mix that in to create some more texture. Oh, this is one of those times where I really wish I had some more slots. I'm also going to be needing some netherrack, which is how I'm going to be lighting my fire. And I'm going to be using this hole as my guide where I want to line things up. So I'm going to have the wall coming along here. So we're going to have the fire back here like this. Then I'm going to grab out some magma. Go, and I might put some bricks in the corner here. Ouch, I'm going to burn to death on this build. I swear it's a very dangerous place to be. I'm gonna grab some of these polished granite for a little extra detail here. I think this will just give it a little extra pizzazz. I'm gonna add these on both corners. I'm gonna try and make this part of the build fairly symmetrical, like that. And off to this side, I'm going to have one of my furnaces. And off to this side, I think I'm going to have my quenching water, my quelching bucket. I need to brush up on my blacksmithery terms. This is going to take some clever working around it to avoid this roof here, but I'm going to start coming on this way. Ow, ow, ow. I think I'll go with a full block here, and I'm going to do the same on this side to make it all match. You know what might look nice actually? Let's go with a stair here. Ouch. And we'll need to grab out our pickaxe and do the same here. And the idea is just to be adding in lots of dimension and creating a nice furnace shape. So let's try and figure out how we want to do this. Let's take a step back. Oh, okay, I think I know what I want to do actually. I like this stair idea, but I'm going to move it all a little bit forward. Ow, ow, ow. I'm going to go back to placing these blocks here. Let's add that there. That there. I'm going to keep this bit empty. It kind of looks like a chimney. Let's grab some scaffolding so I can get up a little higher here. Now these stairs are facing towards me, so I want these stairs to face this way, and they're going to start forming the chimney. Yes, I think that looks good. Now let's go this way and grab out our blast furnace. While I'm underneath here, I can add that in. We'll add in the bit going over the top of it, and I think I'll add in a slab here. It's all feeling nice and connected. I'm going to leave a little gap, but I'll put in my quenching or quelching. I'll have to check on that one. Tank right here for my water. Gonna put the ground as some polished granite as well. I think this is all looking very nice. I'm going to start working on the chimney from the outside now, because we have a big hole here. Okay, so I started building up the chimney here, and I'm kind of adding in some stairs and some of this granite as I go, just to give it a little bit more visual interest. So every chimney that you build in this kind of style is going to be unique, as you're creating a unique texture every time. But that's kind of the charm of it, really. So I'm going to be creating a similar chimney on the other side, and of course it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start going up through the roof now, so you can see I've gotten rid of some of the roofing blocks. Let's add in some more granite. I'm going to do a granite stair here, I think. Go with some bricks again. Granite on that side. And let's see, I want to have maybe a brick here. Oh, that's not a brick, is it? Need that pickaxe out. I'm gonna put a brick here. Let's go with a brick stair facing it that way. Go with a granite block here, a brick block there. I think we'll next have maybe a granite stair over here. And I think it's all starting to come together very nicely. I'm just gonna keep building up till I reach a height that just feels right. Not sure quite how tall I want this chimney to be overall, but I do want it to be quite a tall chimney. And I'm also trying to avoid too much repetition, so I can always go and change things later if I don't like the pattern that I've ended up with. Go with a granite on top of here and a granite stair. We're getting pretty close to the height I want, I think, and that is a lucky thing because it's getting dark quickly too. So we'll place in a stair this way. We'll go in with another granite here. Now for the top of this chimney, what I'm going to do to finish it off, and I think I've reached a good height to do this now, is to add in some stairs like this. Then I'll actually use a little bit of scaffolding and bridge my way over here so I can come up and place in 4 walls. And then I can add in some pots on top. So let's swoop down, or you know what, I'll try and collect this here scaffolding. Swoop down and check it out. Whee! Oh, that looks very nice. You can see the brickwork texture that is really enhanced by the gaps given the stairs. I'm up on top of the last chimney now, and I've made this one just slightly different. I've added this little extra star kind of shape. I'm going to once again add my pots and walls to the top, so I'll need some scaffolding for that. Boop, 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 boop. 4 pots, 1, 2, 3, 4. Break that. We come down this way so we can get rid of all of our scaffolding now, because we're pretty much done with all the things on the roof. And I'm gonna head inside here next and continue working on these details. So we need to add some fire here. So let's light this with our flint and steel. Ooh, that looks cool. You know what? I might even see if I could add a campfire back there. We'll have to look at that. We also need to add in another little smoke over here, which I'm just going to pretend is another type of blast furnace. I've got so many things in my inventory, it's very tricky to move them all around. Brick walls. I think I used my last brick walls. Let's go make some. I'm going to need probably 3. Good thing I have enough space in my inventory for that. Let's make that many. 6. I definitely don't need 6, but that might give me a few spare in case I need them later. So we'll go up 3 high. That looks good. I think I'm going to add some gravel pathing to here, but for now I'm going to plonk in my anvil where I think I want it, which I would say would be, let's put it here. That looks like a good spot for an anvil. And I'll also place in a grindstone. Let's put that over here like that. That looks good. I'm going to add in some flower pots on either side of my door. And oh hey, I added in my spot for the door. And I even have a door on me. So we're going to place that from the inside here. While I am down on this level, I'm going to add in some window shutters, and for that I'm going to need these oak trapdoors. So I'm going to have some of them closed like this, or fully open even. Ooh, that's some fire. Then I'm going to have some of them kind of partially closed, so they'll look like that. So I'm going to go around the bill and add in these. I might have these ones both fully open, and I'll have this one here kind of fully open, and this one here semi-open. There we go. Flip those, grab that. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, I've got some scaffolding here. You can actually see the design in the back of the chimney here. I think that looks really great. And you know what? I forgot to show you the chimney on this side of the wall. It looks fantastic. I missed something. I need to add in a stair here. That's very important. Oh, now it looks fantastic. Much better. And I think we just need to add the finishing details of some greenery now, as well as some tools around this shed. So I'm going to move my boxes out of the way and get adding those. Ooh, it's time to remove Blacksmith from our Builds to Build board. Let's go have a look at this completely decorated Blacksmith. Or at least I've done the outside. I've still got some decorating to do on the inside. So if you have some ideas for decorating a blacksmith, be sure to comment them down below. But as we come through here, you can see the build emerging. I have to eat a potato. But as we walk up, I've added lots of greenery draping down the roofs, and I've had bushes and things all around the outside, and it just gives it a more lush feel. It does fit in well with the rest of our town, which is very lush indeed. You can see I've stuck to mostly greens here, as it kind of lets the build stand as the feature, but I've added some pops of red with these berries, which ties in with the red bricks. If we head into the blacksmith's area here, you can see we've got the tools of the trade. We've got our fiery furnace, our quenching bucket, which I've filled up with some water now. We've got our hammers, and perhaps he's working on some iron tools for the knights to defend this land. And we've got some iron and things going on. It's all come together really nicely. Now I'm thinking down here I'm going to be adding in a shop. I can imagine this blacksmith selling the things he makes from just below his house here. So you'll have to tell me what sort of things you'd like to see. But on that note, as the sun sets on this beautiful medieval city, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please give it a like and subscribe for some more, and I'll see you in another video.